She's not controlling, you just never spoke up. You never said what you needed. You never said no. And now you're calling her demanding, manipulative, intense. But here's the truth. A lot of men give their power away in relationships. Not because they're weak, because they never learned how to set boundaries without feeling like the bad guy. And it backfires every time. Hey, I'm Joe. If you've ever found yourself resenting your partner for controlling you or taking over everything in the relationship, I want to challenge that narrative. This video isn't about blame, it's about responsibility. And I say this as someone who's lived it. So it starts with the passive man problem. Here's how it goes. You meet someone. She's amazing. You're excited. You want to do anything to make her happy. So you start saying yes to everything. Yes to plans, yes to changing your schedule, and yes to things you're not sure about. Socially, sexually, emotionally. And you think you're being a good guy. You're being agreeable, flexible, easygoing. But here's the thing. You're not building a relationship. You're building resentment. Because underneath all those yeses is a quiet, building no. So after a while, we get to the birth of she's controlling. Fast forward a few months or years. You feel like she's controlling everything. The holidays, the calendar, the emotional tone of the relationship, your time, your energy, your attention. So you start to feel like you've lost yourself. And then you start to withdraw. You fantasize about your freedom. You pull away emotionally or physically. Maybe you even cheat, just to feel like you still belong to yourself. And then you say, she's too much. She's controlling. But the truth is, you never claimed any space to begin with. So why do men do this? Well, let's be honest. Most men weren't taught emotional autonomy. We were taught, don't upset her. Keep the peace. Be chilled. Don't be difficult or dramatic. And avoid conflict at all costs. So instead of setting a boundary, we fold. We ghost ourselves to keep her comfortable. And then we blame her for filling the space that we left empty. And most women do like cluttering up spaces. Am I right, guys? But it's not her fault. Let's talk about what a boundary actually is. Well, a boundary isn't control, it's clarity. It's saying, this is what I'm okay with. This is what I need. And perhaps this is where I stop and you begin. It's not about shutting her down. It's about showing up fully as yourself, not disappearing just to keep the peace. Because when you don't set a boundary, particularly a boundary that you really care about, you're not keeping the peace. You are just postponing the war. So let's fix it. If you're in a relationship and you feel like you're disappearing, don't blame her. Start with you. When was the last time you said yes instead of maybe? Where did you ghost your truth to avoid discomfort? When did you wait for her to figure out what you needed without actually telling her? You've got to start with getting brutally honest with yourself. You've got to start communicating early and clearly, without apology, but with kindness and with love. You've got to start reclaiming your space, not by fighting her, but showing up fully in the room. Because a relationship can't be equal if you keep handing over the steering wheel and then resenting the direction. She's not controlling. She's just the only one driving. Because you never got in the driver's seat. You teach people how to treat you, not by what you say you want, but by what you will tolerate. So if you want a partner, not a parent, if you want respect, not resentment, if you want space, then claim it. With words, with actions, and with consistency. Fellas, if this called you out a little bit, that's good, because it means it matters. And ladies, if you've seen this pattern in your relationship, now you know why it happened. It happened early on because he was too afraid to do something and was going to upset you. If you like this video, drop a comment and let me know what's the one thing that you've been too afraid to say out loud in your relationship. And if you're done with self-abandonment and ready to show up with a spine, check out my playlist, Men, Emotions and Mental Health. Please like and subscribe. I'm Joe and this is Anxiously Adulting. See you in the next one.